Hi guys! With the holidays coming closer and closer, I thought it's about time to start sharing some recipes for you so you get some ideas for the holidays. So today I have a really easy, quick to make side recipe for a delicious harvest roasted vegetables with some honey. So let's get started with the recipe. So what I have here is different kind of harvest vegetables and also some fruit. So you can use exactly the same things that I'm using, or you can add something else if you like. So I also have some onions. I'm gonna start with the onions. So just removing the skin or the peel. Also, I'm not using any garlic, but you could also use garlic if you want. And I'm just gonna half the onions and then quarter those halves. And I have a big bowl here where all the vegetables go in, and then it's gonna be really easy for me to mix everything there. So then I'm gonna also prep the rest of the vegetables. So I have some figs here, just removing this stalk, and then watering them. So for me, figs are the thing in during autumn, so I thought they might add some really lovely flavor to these roasted vegetables. And then obviously not missing any potatoes, so I'm gonna use the potatoes with the skins on, but you could also peel them beforehand. And trying to cut all the vegetables into similar pieces so that everything cooks evenly. Then I also have some carrots. Same thing as with the potatoes. I'm not gonna peel the carrots. I'm just gonna leave them with the skins on. Just gonna remove the end. And again, cutting into similar sized pieces as the rest of my vegetables. And then what says autumn better than apples? So I'm gonna add in 2 apples. Also not peeling these, just removing the seeds. So as you can see, it's really, everything is seasonal, everything is full flavors, and it's gonna taste really delicious. And then also cubing the apples. And then the last thing I'm gonna add, or the last vegetable I'm gonna add, is Brussels sprouts. And what I've done, I've washed them really well and also removed some of the outer leaves, because at least here they tend to be not so good. And then I also want to remove the end bit, and I'm just gonna half them. And then I have all my vegetables ready. The last thing we need to do is just to season everything. So I will need a little olive oil, or 2 tablespoons. Then also honey, so I'm adding 3 tablespoons of honey. And then I'm using my homemade rosemary salt, but you could use just regular salt, and then add a little bit of rosemary, so 1 teaspoon. Also 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, because it's fall. So to add that fall flavor. Then also about 1 teaspoon of dry thyme, and some freshly ground black pepper. Then I also have my baking tray ready here. The best thing would be to use one that you can use without parchment paper, because then once the vegetables are baking, they get like a really nice crunch from the direct contact with the baking tray. So if you can, use a baking tray that you can use without parchment paper. And then we're just gonna mix everything, not losing any of my vegetables. Just giving it a good mix to get all the spices mixed, and also to get that honey and the olive oil all over the vegetables and the fruit. So mix it well. And then I need my baking tray, and we are just going to add the vegetables there. Nice and even. So if you know me, you know I love food that looks beautiful, and I love the colors on this tray already. So this is something you can skip, but I want to add a little bit of bacon just for a little extra flavor and saltiness. So I'm just gonna add bits here and there to my tray. And if you would want to, you could also add a little bit of cranberries or dry apricots, or some dates or nuts. So you could add pecan nuts, walnuts. I'm not adding any because we are not big fans when it comes to dishes like this, but just giving you some ideas. And that's it. The vegetables are looking beautiful. They're ready to go in the oven. And as always, all the details can be found down below in the description box, where you can find a link to my website where you can find a recipe. I hope you enjoyed this really quick and easy to make recipe for harvest vegetables, for harvest roasted vegetables. And I hope you're gonna try it out for the holidays. If you will, please let me know in the comments how you liked it, and did you add any extras to it. If you like this recipe, don't forget that thumbs up for support. And also, if you're new to my channel, then you can subscribe right now, and don't forget to tap the bell so you won't miss any of the new recipes. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.